Hi guys, welcome back to our channel, and hello-zies if you're new. This is Vegan Town, and it is Christmas time, so you know what you have to do? You gotta make some vegan Christmas cookies. And this recipe is very special to me because my dad was a baker, and this was the first cookie recipe that he actually taught me. Like, I helped him in the kitchen before, but this one, he taught me how to do it.
Gertz was in my dream last night.
Was he really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome. So he loved getting all of the foods ready for Christmas. He was German, 100%, Hundo P, and he loved all of the Christmas goodies. So this is a black and white cookie. It's a black and white shortbread cookie. He used to do a checkerboard pattern. He used to do the swirl that we're going to be doing today. He did star within a star. He did Linzer cookies. He did a whole bunch of different shortbread cookies. So I'm really excited about this. And it's very easy to make vegan. He wasn't vegan or vegetarian. But you only have to switch out the butter and you're good to go. So you can enjoy this with everybody else and they probably won't even know the difference. So let's get started. Since it is a chocolate and vanilla shortbread, we're going to make the vanilla first so we don't have to wash our mixing bowl. We're always about economy here. Ecology. So let's get started with the regular shortbread. I really like this country crock. Whoa, almost messed it up there. Country crock plant butter.
It's a family show.
It is. Another good one is Earth Balance. You could also use the butter flavored coconut
Oil.
Yeah, but this is a little bit easier to work with because it's all measured out for you and everything, just like you were making regular cookies with sticks of butter. So we're going to use a whole cup of butter. Yes, this recipe in total will have 2 cups of butter in it. But in its defense, it makes an awful lot of cookies. And
it's shortbread. You got to expect
shortbread is heavy on the butter. All right, so this has been sitting out of the fridge for probably, I want to say a couple hours. Not melted, but not
soft.
Hard. Yeah, soft. Soft. It's soft. You're not going to get hurt. There you go. Make sure you, in between, look up on YouTube, Saturday Night Live, Christmas sketches. They're amazing. What's your favorite?
Well, I do love You're a Rat Bastard, Charlie Brown.
Was that a Christmas one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I love
Christmas Mass Spectacular.
Christmas Mass Spectacular brings back a lot of memories.
Yeah. Look it up.
The
You'll
Dunkin'
love it.
Donuts one. But that's just
Go to Dunkin' for the holidays.
It's just a few.
Yes. All right. So we've got our 2 sticks of butter in here. So what we're going to do is cream together the butter and the sugar. And the reason why they call it cream is because the end result is creamy.
Oh.
All right. So
look at the little sweater.
Sweater drinks. All right. So we're also going to put our sugar in. We're going to use 3 tablespoons of sugar. This may have a lot of butter in it or oil, but it doesn't have a lot of sugar in it. So that's cool. It would suck if it had both, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's it. And now we're going to take it over to the mixer. All right, so this is a pretty crucial step to do the butter first, the butter and the sugar first. I was one of those kids who was always like, but why? Why do we have to do it like that? Trust.
You're difficult.
I know. I was high maintenance. What can I say? So let's just get this going. You don't have to do this in a KitchenAid. You could totally do it in a bowl. We never had a KitchenAid growing up. We barely even had a hand mixer that worked good. So this was always a contest to see who could beat it the longest before they gave up crying. Fun times. It's creamy.
Oh.
All right, so you know what? The next
smells
part
good.
is super simple. You just add the rest of the ingredients and mix it until you have a paste. All right, so there's only 3 more ingredients. Good news. I'm not going to measure it. So just, you know, that's going to be like a teaspoon or two of vanilla. It's not going to be a big deal.
You got the approximate measurements in the info box.
Measurements?
Though, right? Measurements.
Have you been drinking?
I wish.
All right, yeah. All right, so we got a little bit of sea salt. That's going to cut the sugar a little bit, you know, give it a little salty sweet action going on there. And we're going to measure out. Should I do this the right way? No, I'm going to cheat. We're going to do 2.5 cups of flour. Sorry, Dad. He'd be cringing right now. All right, so remember, you don't want the white cloud of doom here. You're going to do this slow. Otherwise, it's going to go everywhere. And I got black countertops. I don't want to clean that up.
Yeah, it's a disaster.
You might have to scrape down the sides, but we'll check back when that's all done. All right, so we're all mixed up. You can see it's a little bit crumbly. That's fine. Don't worry about that. But the number one rule of Fight Club is don't overmix this. Otherwise, you're going to have some tough cookies on your hands. You don't want that. So just mix it until it's well enough combined to hold together when you pinch it. So I'm going to very awkwardly put this in this tinier bowl and hold this aside because we're going to make the chocolate side now. Ah, get in.
I think you dropped some there.
I did. That's okay. You don't have to get crazy about it because we're just making a chocolate shortbread in there. That's why I didn't do anything over there with the paddle. You don't want to do the chocolate one first because then that's going to stain your other shortbread. All right, so basically the same thing. We're going to dump our butter in here. Yes, I said dump.
People get so upset when we use that word in cooking videos, but it's really not a big deal.
I remember back in the day, before we had like Silpat and parchment and everything, my dad used to save the butter wrappers to grease the pans, but we don't have to do that anymore. I mean, you could if you were baking a cake or something.
I mean, it's already on there, so just like use it.
There's a little tip for you. It's free. All right. Same deal with this. Instead of 3 tablespoons of sugar, though, we're going to be using a 1/2 cup of sugar. You know why? Because the cocoa powder is unsweetened and it's going to be bitter AF if you don't add enough sugar to make it taste like delicious chocolate. That's a little skimpy. All right, there we go. So now we're going to take this over to the mixer again. We're going to do the cream thing. All right, it's creamy, so you know what that means. We got to add the rest of the ingredients. So much like the other recipe, a little bit of vanilla.
Okay.
This one is also going to have the sea salt in it. So I got my Himalayan in here. This time we're using a little bit more because this one has a little bit more sugar in it. So I'm going to do like 2 of those, 2 little scoops, which you'll see in the info box below. All the ingredients and their measurements and a crude description will be there. Then we're going to use our cacao. We're using, oh my goodness, 1/2 cup. So let me get out my tiny scoop. Usually I just use my 2 tablespoon scoop, but we might as well use this.
The scoop fits.
Yes. Yeah, the 1/2 cup I'm not so sure would fit in here. It might. I always like to put a little bit extra anyway. Because I like it super chocolatey. And then we got the flour. But this time, instead of 2.5, we're only using 1.5 because we have the extra sugar and the cocoa powder that is sucking up the moisture. So, and then we're just going to mix it up until it looks like the other one, but chocolate, and then we'll meet back at the table. All right, now is the time when we make the magic happen.
Ugh, it smells so chocolatey in here.
Smells like Santa's workshop, Santa's cookie workshop. So we're going to start with the regular one first. And whoops, we're going to put this out on a piece of parchment paper. The thing about this is that you want to get this as square or as rectangle as possible and like evenly rolled out. So it doesn't really matter what size, square or rectangle, but you want it to be even and you want it to be straight on all the sides, because when we put the other one on top of it, we want it to line up so that when we roll it into a jelly roll, you're going to be able to see a consistent swirl in it. So the way I like to do this is not get it all over my hands and just use the parchment paper like if it's pie dough, and just pretty much crudely get it to where I need it to be before I start using the roller.
Look at that.
And it works really good with the parchment paper when you fold it like that, because you're going to get a nice straight line. So let me work with this a little bit. And also, these rollers from Pampered Chef, not sponsored. I used to be a Pampered Chef, used to be, not anymore. Pampered Chef consultant, and all of their products are so good. If you could get your hands on some Pampered Chef equipment, it will make your life so much easier. And I'm not getting paid to say that. They have some great stuff. Okay, so you might have to do a little piecework here, patchwork.
Looking good though.
Yeah, it's not really that difficult. It's just really crucial to get the size right. I mean, it's still going to taste good if you don't, but it's going to look so much better if you get it right. All right, you can get a little crazy with this, but this is pretty good.
Yeah, it looks good.
Thank you. All right, so we're going to set this one aside, and we're going to try and get this one about the same size as this one. I'm tempted to just dump this on top of this and roll it out. It's not going to work right. So we're just going to set this one aside.
Alrighty, looking good.
All right, so they're not exactly the same. They're very close, which is okay, because when we go to roll it in the pinwheel, it doesn't have to be exactly the same size, because one can overlap a little bit and then it will turn into the roll. You'll see. All right, so I guess we'll put the smaller one on top of the bigger one.
Ah!
Whoops, didn't quite make it there. If your dough gets too loose, too runny, you can pop it in the fridge, and it will harden up a little bit. It'll be easier to work with. All right, so that's pretty good. So what we're going to do is we're going to start down here, and we're going to roll. This is jelly roll rules. We're going to make it nice and tight. Or if you're rolling up like a doobie or something. You knew I was going to say that, right?
Oh, God.
These are going to be some pretty big cookies. Usually I wouldn't make them this big, but you could divide it into two and make two different rolls. Now, after you're done rolling these, they're going to go in the refrigerator, and the coconut oil or whatever in there is going to solidify, and they're going to be very simple. We're going to slice them, and it's going to be so easy. All the hard part is done already. It's a hefty hideaway.
That is a big one. Woo!
Right?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to turn to the side. We're going to roll it up tight. And we're going to pop this in the fridge for at least 1 to 2 hours. And we'll see you then. All right, so this was chilling for a while. Let's cook it. So let's unwrap it like a little Christmas present.
What we got?
Beautiful. All right, so here's a little tip. put it on something that's going to keep it straight in the refrigerator. So I put it on my cutting board that I'm actually going to cut it on. So another little tip. If you've got a cheese board with the slicer built in, you know, the wire, that would probably work really well with this. But I just sharpened up my own knife, and let's get to it. Sorry, the first one is for the chef. Because it's not, you know, it's a little messed up. But we're going to make it a little prettier.
Ooh, we got a nice spiral in there.
Right? Now, depending on how thick you cut your cookies, that's how long you're going to have to cook them. Oh, this is a little unforgiving here. But you know what? We made it work. So you want to leave a little bit of space in between. Shortbread does not really spread. And you want these to go into the oven as cold as possible. So I'm going to slice these and put them right in pretty much when my oven is ready. You're going to put them in at 350 for about 15 minutes. You don't want them to look done when you pull them out because they're going to continue to cook. And you don't want to touch them until they are completely cooled because they are very fragile. Fragile. So we're going to bake them. We're going to let it cool completely. And then we're going to transfer it to a plate. And then we feast. All right. Most of them are baked.
Looking beautiful.
Everyone's been sealing the cookies off the plate.
I didn't try one yet because
I didn't have one yet either.
I wanted it to be an authentic taste test. All right, let's see what we got here. Ooh,
oh, that's your weapon of choice?
Beautiful spiral here.
Oh, yeah. Somebody's been watching YouTube videos.
That's classic YouTube 101.
That's right.
Mmm.
Nice and crumbly.
Mm-hmm.
How's the
I love
the
the mix
chocolate?
with the chocolate.
Oh, yeah. I like that
That's
the
really
chocolate actually puffed up a little bit on the cookie so that it's kind of like a 3D swirl. Of course, it's not focusing.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. I like that.
That's really good. Whoa!
And we have the last batch in the oven. It's about to go off any second.
Mm-hmm.
So, very simple. You could do multiple designs. You could, your imagination is the only limitation here.
Nice.
Yeah, you could do a bullseye.
I'll let you have the other half because I don't want to eat a whole one right now.
Oh, thank you. You could do a bullseye. You could do checkerboard. You could do triangle.
Mm-hmm.
You could do any shape you want.
Yeah.
You could do like an S. You know,
Yeah,
with
you
the two
could
different.
Be creative with it.
Yeah.
Have some fun with it. But we want to thank all you guys for watching.
Mmm.
Let us know if you make these. If you do, send a picture so we can see how they turned out. And subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Right?
Right.
So I guess you like them.
They're really good.
All right.
I often like my own stuff, but this is special.
Yeah.
This reminds me of my dad.
So we want to thank you guys again for watching. And until next time, much love.